Well, hello there, everybody. It is I, Everything Animated, and I am alongside with none other than Rising Sun Reviews. What up, Rising?
Wait, I'm rising? I didn't know that. I thought I was Sea Tactics.
Oh, shoot. I think you are. I forgot.
Yeah, I get mixed up a lot too.
How you doing, C?
It feels weird to be called Sea. But yes, I am doing well. Saber is the best.
Yeah, I know you like Saber. You need to kind of calm down with that, C. I mean, we get it.
I
You like
only
Saber.
I only post 5 pictures of her daily on Twitter.
I know. It's getting a little obvious that you like her.
Well, it used to be 10.
It used to be 10, and now it's Saber.
Yeah, it used to be 10 pictures of Saber. Now it's 5 pictures of
Oh,
Saber, 12 pictures of Ilya, and 9 pictures of Monica.
you have some problems, see. Anyway, welcome to the My Hero Academia podcast. We are going to be talking about episodes 108 through 111, which deal with the My Villain Academia, I guess, arc.
Yeah, this has been a very weird and interesting arc.
Yeah, I gotta say, so far, this has been my favorite part of the whole season.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting how the first arc was so cliche and not interesting, and then they went in completely new directions with the past 2 arcs.
Yeah, yeah. It was just the fighting. Oh, look at us fight! Show our powers arc. Then the school internship program, and now we're on to this, which I have some thoughts about this show or about this arc. Is that I so we have basically villains fighting other villains.
Yeah, and yeah, it's interesting because the League of Villains, they are villains and were villains all along, but in a way, but now they're the protagonists for now. It's just very interesting to see their backstories and the mindset that it's given them.
Yeah, it really is because of the fact that some of these villains, especially the main guy, Shigaraki,
Yeah,
I absolutely just couldn't stand him when I first saw him. But then once we got a little bit of his backstory, all I can say is I completely understand why he became a villain.
yeah, I understand him and Toga too. Like for a long time, she's just super annoying,
Yeah.
and now her whole mindset makes sense. Still kind of annoying, but in a more likable way. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you noticed it, but the most recent episode was Shigaraki's origin story, like we got for Deku and Bakugo and Todoroki earlier on.
Yeah, I did. And freaking that little Easter egg. Uh let me see if I get this lineage right. Shigaraki's dad is one of the holders of all for no one for all,
Well,
and
that
it
was his
was the
grandma.
mom. Yeah, that's the grandmother or mom.
Yeah, yeah, we knew that a while back that Shigaraki was Shimura's grandson. All for One revealed that I think in season 3.
Oh, I must have forgot.
Yeah, he
Wasn't it like brushed over really quick?
well, no, he's basically saying that to try to break All Might. That
Okay,
the leader of the League of Villains was All Might's mentor's grandson.
okay. I think I remember that now. God, it's been forever since I've seen season 3. I need to watch that again.
Me too. I also want to rewatch this, the second half of this season, all at once to see everything and not be confused when I take 2 weeks between watching stuff.
Yeah. It's I feel like My Hero is one of those shows that's kind of best whenever you like run through it all. What is it called? Binge? Yeah.
Yeah,
Whenever you
binge or
binge this
marathon or
yeah, cuz weekly it's fine, I guess. It just depends, but there's just something about binge watching it, especially if it's like a really intense arc like last season 4 with uh
overhaul.
Overhaul. Yeah, that was fun to
Yeah,
binge.
yeah. I also just like this. I think this arc too, just because of how many revelations and moving pieces there are.
Yeah, there was just so much backstory about all the villains. well, not every single one of them, but like you said, like Toga, and a little bit about what's his name, Twice. We got
Yeah,
to,
Twice is really fascinating too.
mm-hmm. Yeah, he's afraid of himself, and he was like
Yeah,
very confused about what
he
was
does,
going on.
and like he loses whether he's the original one or not too, which is really interesting.
Right. But he broke both of his arms and managed to save old Toga.
Yeah, and it shows like how crazy powerful he is too, because he can keep making copies, and his copies can also have that power to make more
Oh my
copies.
gosh, how many people did he make? Did he make like 1,000 of them? I swear.
At least, yeah.
He was just like constantly just copy, 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 copy.
It reminds me of Naruto.
Oh my gosh, the jujitsu, whatever it
Yeah, his
is.
shadow clones.
Mm-hmm. Here's my Naruto shadow clone. I'm a hot blonde girl that's naked.
Okay, he doesn't have that technique yet.
Yeah, Twice needs. If Twice did that, all the villains from what is it called? The I always forget what it's
The
called.
Liberation Army.
Liberation Front. They just
Yeah.
they would all lose. They're like, we give up. You can have it now. I saw all these ladies.
It's an army of naked ladies charging at them.
Could you imagine? Oh, that would be so funny. But I guess because we haven't talked about it in a while, let me go ahead and just bring up, I guess, what kind of happened in the first part of the arc where Shigaraki was trying to take down this big giant monster.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I have it right here. It's Gigantamachi?
Yeah, the big guy.
Yeah, huge dude that's so freaking powerful. He's been trying to defeat it for like months, which in
Yeah.
turn gets him
Well,
stronger.
it was also like the doctor who was like sending him after him to like try to prove his worth, because like that guy used to be all for One's bodyguard.
Yeah, yeah, and now, yeah, he's super ridiculously powerful, but he only sleeps for a little bit of time of the day, and then when he wakes up, he just goes on fighting again. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that was super powerful and super crazy, but then slowly after that, it just turned into nothing but just the League of Villains fighting the Liberation Army this whole time.
Yeah, like the Liberation Army like captured their broker and was holding him hostage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's. I got to admit, it kind of made me feel for some of the characters for the League of Villains,
Yeah,
especially Shigaraki.
yeah, I feel like Toga might have like hit me harder, but yeah, Shigaraki, they like, seen how he killed his whole family like that. And I thought it was interesting too how he was saying like he wanted them to die as he was doing it because of how much hatred he had.
I know. Poor little kid. He was 5 years old. All he wanted to hear his parents say is that, "Damn it, you could be a hero too." And I don't know, just like vouch for him and just be like, "Stop beating his ass over
Yeah,
basically nothing."
it also shows the parallels between him and Deku, both who did not have quirks for a long time but wanted to be a hero.
Right. Right. We have in this instance Shigaraki wanting to be a hero, but then unfortunately, he constantly dealt with his father beating him and abusing him, and eventually he snapped. Poor thing.
Yeah,
He took out his dog, and then his sister, and then his whole family.
yeah. And some other interesting things about like what his father is saying, showing parallels. One was that if heroes like will hurt their family to save strangers, and that also reminds me a lot of Endeavor, who has saved many strangers but also caused a lot of pain for his family.
Right. And luckily, we didn't have Tod- was it Todoroki? Yeah. Luckily,
Yeah,
we didn't have Todoroki going all rogue and just deciding to kill everyone in his family.
right. But it also shows that Todoroki still had support of those around him, while Shigaraki didn't.
Right. Exactly.
Or like
And
the only support he had was All for One.
I know, man. Yeah, very a couple this like I said, this most recent episode with Shigaraki as a kid, probably one of my favorite episodes this season, only because of the fact that it does draw in from those parallels. It's just so interesting just to see where he came from and how he just kind of became the villain that he is. Because I guess it almost kind of goes to show that all it really does take is for you to just have a really bad day or just have a really bad upbringing, and then all of a sudden you're a villain.
Yeah, it also shows that a lot of the villains have become that way because they felt abandoned by the heroes. So being a villain is all that they have left.
Right. That is so strange and interesting. I
Yeah.
still think maybe Bakugo could be on the spectrum as far as if he really wanted to, he could become a villain.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, like all it'll take is for people to just be, luckily he has people that cares about him, even though he's got that whole Sindura attitude, just like, I don't need you, Babaka.
I feel like his family is also like there to support him, even like they're the same, but they still definitely care about each other, even if it's not like obvious at first.
Right, right. He needs that recognition from his heroes though. And
Right.
I feel like if he didn't get that, maybe we'd see something along the lines of Shigaraki. Maybe not so much the killing his parents or whatever, but just definitely going on to the bad side.
Yeah, it shows that I think if Bakugo didn't have his family in All Might, he definitely could though.
Yeah, I definitely think he would. He definitely has that attitude, that very hot-headed, just I want to fight everything I see, and I don't care who's in my way, they're going down kind of attitude.
Yeah. I also found Spinner this episode, the episode before, interesting. Like he like acknowledges he's not that strong, but he like wants to help Shigaraki and like see Shigaraki's dream come to fruition.
Yeah, I thought, even though he's a villain, I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah, it shows that villains aren't really that different from the heroes. Like they both
Right.
have these goals that they're after, the things that they want to do, the people they care about. I mean, we saw how obsessed Twice was at saving Togen.
Yeah, he he made 1,000 copies, then he made copies of those copies, and then I think like he made copies of some of his friends, and
Yeah. Well, when he was like his copies were like storming the skyscraper, he like made copies of Shigaraki and I think Dabi and like one other one.
yeah, that was a
And
pretty cool
it was
scene.
interesting how the Shigaraki copy predicted what the actual Shigaraki was going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really nice. And then he just touched the building and the whole thing just went down, which was really cool. Yeah, that was really really neat. The villain, the main villain of the Liberation Army. What was his name? Oh, I got it here. Hold on. It's Re Destro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that kind of, because there was originally a Destro that started this whole thing, and then I guess he was like following in his footsteps or something.
I think he's also a descendant of Destro, and I think like Destro might have been the first person to have a quirk.
Is that right?
If I
Huh.
understood that right, because Destro was discriminated against because he was so weird and different.
Right.
And I think his mother, like, is the one who gave it the name of as a, gave it the name a quirk. And I think like he was the first one. He was like he wrote that the book that Hawks has been passing out.
Oh yeah, the one with the secret message hidden behind it. Help!
Yeah,
Villains gonna attack.
right. So I wonder if they will attack after all the damage the League of Villains is causing to them.
I mean, they're definitely not gonna have the amount of people that they originally said that they had. The 100,000's probably been cut down to half now.
Yeah, because like all the damage Shigaraki and all the Twices were doing.
Right. Freaking the main villain, his quirk, he reminds me kind of like the Incredible Hulk, where he
Yeah,
calls it stress, but we all know what he's doing. Like the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. That's totally inspired by the Hulk.
yeah. There's definitely a lot of inspiration because like a Spinner, I think, is named after one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or at least it
Uh,
sounds like he
well,
was he.
I know Splinter is
That
one.
could be.
And he was like a rat. He was the one that taught all the turtles.
That could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that was a reference in some way. I wasn't exactly sure how.
Yeah, Splinter is the mighty master, the sensei. While all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are named after artists of the Renaissance days.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, freaking Shigaraki's gotten pretty tough. He got himself out of a couple of tough spots. You know, he busted up his hand, but he was touching his hand against against
Yeah.
Redestro, and he was like kind of weakening his grip a little bit,
I
little
think it
by
also like
little.
weakened his attack too. So otherwise, that probably would have killed him.
Oh yeah, I think that would have, but yeah, because this guy's pretty powerful. Gets all bulked up and
Yep.
does stuff, but he was on top of that shit. And I'm just wondering what's gonna happen the next episode because at some point, I think it was the last episode before this one, where that giant, really strong monster just started running towards the crowd of the Liberation Front and just started mauling over everybody and taking out
Yeah,
everybody.
I feel like he's gonna like. I think his battle with the Liberation Army will like be the final battle, and they'll like wrap it up for the season.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's going to be it, and then I don't know what's gonna happen in the sixth season. You know they're gonna announce it at the very end, like they always do. They're gonna be like, "Sixth season coming soon next
Yeah,
year, fall 2022, or something."
of course, but that's like this is a long running show that they release like a season of every year ish.
Yeah, I feel like the next time I want to do something like this, I'll just wait it out because this season started off really rocky, but now it's kind of getting better now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think, yeah, the second half's definitely better, but the first half, man, we could have done without that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also feel like this definitely shows better to marathon than watch weekly.
I agree. So
Yeah,
confirmed, we'll probably do a marathon. uh, My Hero Academia next season.
yeah, yeah. There have been a couple other shows I've like been waiting to finish or get close enough to finishing to like watch them all.
Yeah, good times. But so yeah, so it's just mainly, to be honest, these last four episodes have just been backstory on all the League of Villains and fighting and seeing all their powers. And to be honest, that's really kind of been it. I mean, I don't think they really added anything else, unless I'm mistaken.
I feel like there's a lot of like symbolism and ideas being explored too. That's kind of hard to make sense of them without like being able to put everything together.
Right. You know, it's probably delving into the whole parallels of heroes and villains, I'm sure.
Yeah, and just like that's one of the things I like about My Hero Academia as a whole is like how that's an idea that's explored in so many different ways.
Yeah, it really is.
And now like seeing that through the eyes of the villains too.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that, you know, in this particular arc, you're actually rooting for them. I know, I caught myself, Shigaraki, and a couple of them. I'm just like, go. Go do you. Fight
Yeah, I
them.
want to see them win.
Which is weird because they're probably going to end up killing some of our other heroes that we like.
Yeah, but I think seeing this though is like you can see why they are the way that they are and why they at least believe in what they're fighting for.
Yeah, it
So,
definitely.
you could also see them like being more anti-heroes and pure villains too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you would think, you would think the fact that they're both villains that they would want to work together, but the Liberation Army just kind of screwed that over, didn't they? They're just like, nah, we don't want to be friends with anybody. Y'all
Now they
are.
regret it.
they're, it's funny because there's like so many more people in the Liberation Front than there is the League of Villains. Like the League of Villains have what, a
Like
handful,
5 or 6.
and they and the freaking Liberation Front had 100,000. They're probably gonna lose them all.
Yeah,
They're
and it's in a
idiots.
way I'm not sure like how realistic it is because yes, the League of Villains are pretty strong individually, but to be that strong,
I know, especially Toga. Like, don't get me
yeah,
wrong. I know she's a fan favorite and she has her thing, but I don't think she's that strong. She just has like a quirk where, you know, she uses her blood to take on the quirks of other villains, and it's like that's cool and all, but
Well, it's not like even before this point, she couldn't use the other people's quirks.
right,
That's the only recent one.
right. So
And
now
it's
maybe she's gonna be a little more powerful now.
yeah, but it's like she's strong, but like only if she can like plan out the fight.
Yeah, just drink some of that blood, and then all of a sudden she's just like, I'm Uraraka, I'm Deku, release.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
it was really cool seeing her powers grow like that too and use Uraraka's.
yeah, yeah. That was I did like that. That was pretty cool. Kind of an interesting fight because the person that she was fighting was like super obsessed with like I don't know
Oh yeah,
news or something.
like getting a good news story and that yeah, I think that's another idea too that is like tying into the ideas of the media and how public perception of everything that happens and how that affects people.
Right, right, freaking. And then you have old Dabby. Was it Dobby?
I think it's Dobby.
Uh, not Dabby like doing the dab,
Yes.
but Dobby. No one does the dab anymore. Dobby is he's just fighting this ice dude. I kind of wish we'd know what happened with him in the past. I mean, do we
Yeah,
know
I feel like
anything about him?
not really. We don't we feel like we got some stuff hinted about him. And something interesting is that when they like had the character cards in the middle of the episode, is that did not show what Dobby's actual quirk is.
Right, right. It just I think it was the Frozen guy that said that his own quirk hurts him. That's why his
Yeah,
skin looks that way.
yeah. So like, what is his quirk actually doing? Because is it just creating fire, or what more is there?
Right. Is he slowly like disintegrating because of his yeah, I am curious too, but they're keeping him all mysterious in the background or whatever, I suppose, but
Yeah, they'll get more with him soon, I think.
I hope so cuz I would like to know.
Yep.
But yeah. I think that that I know we just went over 4 episodes relatively quick, but I think to be honest, that was relatively it. You know, we see the League of Villains fighting. They get stronger and show new quirk. Well, new abilities, I guess, because I don't think Twice had the ability to make 1,000 of himself.
Yeah.
Toga could use the powers of the blood that she ingests, and we knew Shigaraki was already getting stronger because he was fighting that big dude, but now we got to see his backstory, and I really liked that backstory. I thought it was really neat. Like, I also think it's neat. The name of the most recent episode is Tenko Shimura, and then the next episode is going to be called, which is his actual name now, which is whatever Shigaraki. I forget his full name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I think when he was a kid, oh yeah, Tomura Shigaraki, because when he was a kid, he was Tenko, but because I'm guessing because I think the next episodes kind of go more into how he became a part of the League of Villains,
Oh,
and
okay, like maybe his past or his history with All for One.
right, and I think that's where it's going to be going into next, and then he's going to ditch his old name and become the villain Tomura Shigaraki, and that's gonna be fun. And then that leaves the last episode, which I'm with you. I think they're gonna just end it with the League of Villains winning, and then maybe they'll have something after the credits where Deku wakes up in the middle of the night and he goes, "What happened to my hand again?"
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Or maybe this time instead of a window being blown up, he'll find a random pile of cheese on his desk.
Could you imagine just one of the biggest, like after credit twist endings? What the hell is all this cheese? Dun dun dun.
He's going to has the power to create cheese out of nowhere.
Could you? He freaking turns into Fushi from To Your Eternity, and he just creates stuff from his hand. That would be
Right?
hilarious.
He only has like six or so more quirks to uncover, so it could happen.
Yeah, one of them was about making cheese.
Yeah, and I could see like a creation quirk counteracting Shigaraki's destruction quirk too, if they're going to go like the parallel route.
Yeah, yeah, because they share kind of that family, well, not family bloodline, but at least just through the quirk, like a quirk
Yeah.
bloodline.
Yeah, and just this, yeah, like how he's All Might's protege, Shigaraki is All for One, so it's like that, seeing that
Wow.
there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Those two.
Parallels too with like the family who like rejected their dreams of being a hero, but in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a feeling those two are going to have an epic battle sometime in the future. I don't know
Yeah.
when, but I think it's going to be incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely. That will be a good fight.
Yeah. Yeah, there really hasn't been any like villains fighting the heroes this year, which is interesting. We've get this, we've had heroes fighting heroes and villains
Right.
fighting villains.
Well, we got a little bit of heroes fighting villains in the Endeavor arc, but those just like one-off villains who didn't really matter.
Right, right. They're just some petty crooks that just like, I'm stealing purses. And then just one crazy fan dude that wanted in Denver to kill him for some reason. But other than that, yeah, the villains have been kind of meh against the heroes. But hopefully next season we get ourselves some epic stuff going on because I'm ready.
Yep, and I'm ready for Deku to create cheese.
Oh man, that sounds like it'll be good. But anyway, we shall see you guys, if not next week, then definitely the week after, because after that, the show itself is going to be over.
Yeah, so we will be back at some point, depending on how our schedules work, which never seem to work out well.
I know we're either really busy or we go to cons or we have vacation. Oh.
Or my job sends me to Arizona, where I get to eat the pretzels with EA, which
Oh
worked
yeah,
out.
oh yeah, that worked out really well. That pretzel, I can go for that right now.
Yep, I'll be right there.
See you there in a bit. But anyway, have yourself a wonderful night, everybody, and we will